Jem is my name, no one else is the same. Jem is my name. Jem.
Something I didn't notice in the last episode, there were only 2 songs. And they both used the same music track. The previous episode was the one where the Misfits stole JEM's new... JEM and the Holograms made a new album. They stole the master tracks and just wrote new lyrics and re-recorded everything. So you only got 2 songs in that episode. You got the JEM's original, and then you got the Misfits remake. I actually didn't notice until this episode, which also only has 2 songs in it. I mean, 3 fully produced songs per episode, that is asking a lot, so I'm cutting you guys some slack. Also, this episode comes up short, because they redo the 2 songs, slightly condensed versions, but they redo both songs at the very end, and a PSA. And the last, 3 episodes or so have had a PSA in them. And I have to say, I kind of like the way these PSAs are formatted, because unlike many of these types of PSAs that you might have seen, like the end of G.I. Joe or something back in the 80s, the kids get into a situation, but they figure it out themselves. In this particular one, there's these 2 girls walking down the street, and a car pulls up. Hey, your parents were in an accident. Hop in and I'll take you there. It's like, I don't know you. And then Jem shows up and reinforces, yes, that was the right thing to do. You kids are smart. Rather than, the adult showing up and telling and saying that, G.I. Joe shows up and says, kids, don't do that, 'cause you'll die. Oh, thanks, G.I. Joe. Now we know. And knowing's half of the battle. G.I. Joe. I kind of like this format. It's nice. It's nice. So, the Holograms get invited to Hawaii to participate in the Battle of the Music Stars. So do the Misfits. Now, they get invited, and Aja says something like, man, we ought to get into shape. Let's work out some more. Well, okay, singing, especially when you have choreography, stage performance does require fitness. It's really difficult to sing and dance on stage. It takes a lot of breath control, takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of stamina. So, okay. The Misfits, meanwhile, are at a musicians awards buffet, chowing down, and Stormer's saying, hey, should we, exercise or something? Because we've got this Battle of the Music Stars competition in Hawaii. And they're like, we'll just cheat. We've hired Zipper to train us how to cheat. It's like, so you guys are actually going to train and work and put in the effort to cheat. And they make a big deal about this. Zipper has all the... let me get there for a second. So they get on a plane and they're going there, and Kimber, of course, meets a guy, because of course she does. And he's like, hey, I'm good at sports. I could train you guys for the competition. And I'm like, what is with this exercise stuff? Is this an athletic competition for music stars? Yes, it is. The show doesn't actually tell you that up front, though. It's just something I figured out after a while. Again, it's not completely obtuse. You'll pick it up after a few minutes, but it would have been nice if at the front they're like, oh, the Battle of the Music Stars, that athletic competition, something like that. Because I thought it was just, a singing competition. Because why wouldn't I? So they are entered in a athletic competition, a bicycle race and swimming race and tug of war and pole vaulting and all kinds of stuff. So, Kimber's on the plane, and she accidentally spills her drink on the super hot guy. Mm-hmm. Total accident, Kimber. I see what you're doing. So the guy's like, hey, I'm Beef McStud Muffin, and she's like, I'm Kimber. we're going to Hawaii. And he's like, hey, I'm going to Hawaii too. It's like, yeah, you're both on a plane to Hawaii, goofball. But, you know, I mean, maybe this flight starts in New York and then has a stop in St. Louis and then lays over at LAX and then continues on to Hawaii. So maybe it's not not certain that everyone on the plane is continuing on to Hawaii. So, you know, again, it's a smartly written show. Buff McMeat Muscle, he is now going to train the holograms for this athletics competition. So that's nice. So they land in Hawaii and they get off the plane. And as I have seen in every single movie and television show where someone goes to Hawaii, there is someone waiting at the airport in a grass skirt to greet you with a flowered necklace. I don't think that's real because I went to Hawaii and I didn't get laid once. And I'm very salty about that. Nevertheless, so the holograms are in Hawaii and they're training, and the Misfits are goofing off. Kimber is swimming in the ocean, and Beef McMahon Muscle is like, yay, 3 seconds off your time. And she's like, woot. And he's like, oh my god, shark! Swim to shore, swim to shore. She turns around, gigantic damn shark about to munch her. So she's swimming away. And Beef McMahon Muscles gets out there on a skidoo and harpoons the shark, and the shark floats on its side dead, and then it explodes! What? Why did the shark explode? What was in that harpoon, Beef? Jeez. So, it was a robot shark. Zipper, I guess, built or commissioned a gigantic robot shark to terrorize Kimber. Would it have actually killed her if Beef McMahon Muscle didn't hit it with an exploding hollow point harpoon? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, Zipper is like, okay, Misfits, I'll train you how to cheat. Here's a bicycle with a lot of like oil slicks and, you know, spiky bits that shoot out, and an electromagnet to throw all the other bikes around. And here's a pole vault thing with a spring on the bottom and shoes with springs on the bottom for the high jump. And the girls are trying out this stuff and they're having a lot of difficulty. It's like, yeah, well, cheating is hard. It takes practice. And again, I'm thinking, if you're going to spend this much effort to cheat, you might as well spend the same amount of effort just doing it legit. Because they practice and they get really good at using this cheaty equipment. Misfits, come on, guys. Golly. So the first day is over, and the Misfits have set like world records by cheating. And they sing a song which is kind of out of character for the Misfits. It's called Misfits in Hawaii, and it almost feels like a Weird Al song. Because they're making fun of, they're being a bit disrespectful of Hawaii, talking about like, we got sunburnt and got all kinds of tropical diseases. But they also seem to be poking fun at themselves, which is something they hardly ever do. In fact, I'd say I don't think they ever do that. They seem to have no self-awareness at all. So it was kind of an odd song. Enjoyable, but kind of an odd tune.
We've been to the beach and returned, and oh, did we get burned. Ouch! We bask in the tropical breezes. We got 7 tropical diseases. We're misfits in Hawaii, sleeping in Hawaiian huts. We're misfits in Hawaii, turning into Hawaiian nuts.
Anyway, Roxy is worried that, Zipper points out, he says, yeah, you guys are gonna lose, because as much as you cheat, Kimber is just that darn good at swimming. Can't help you. So, Pizzazz says, hey, Zipper, would you stop watching the Hula Girls for a minute and listen? Just, you know, kidnap Kimber and get her out of the way. You know? And Zipper's like, huh, that's a pretty good idea. Oh, and there's another bit where the holograms are like, hey, where's Kimber?
Oh, this is the life. Too bad Kimber's missing it all.
Oh, I think she's having a good time, Shayna.
I bet she is. So Zipper kidnaps Kimber. They're just walking on the beach.
I was proud to be your coach.
Post-coitus, I'm sure, but you know. So Zipper kidnaps Kimber, just walks up and grabs her, and walks her towards a volcano. I'm like, oh my god, is he going to chuck her in a volcano? Not quite, but he ties her up and he leaves her in a volcano. He's like, okay, that's done. And he walks away and the volcano starts erupting. He's like, huh. Well, didn't expect that, but hey, that works. So, some little girl who is like, hey, there's Kimber, let's get her autograph. And then she got kidnapped. It's like, whoops, whoops, whoops. So she finds Jem. She's like, Kimber got kidnapped. She's in the volcano. They go in the volcano. Somehow they're not roasted alive, but it does take them till the following day to get Kimber and get out. But they make it to the second day of the battle competition thing, and the Misfits win. I think. What was it? Oh, they're doing a tug of war, and Kimber recognizes Zipper's voice. And so Zipper is arrested for kidnapping. I'm like, not attempted murder? Just kidnapping, huh? Okay. And he's like, I'm not going down for this. I helped the Misfits cheat. And they're like, I don't know anything about that. And the little girl, Giselle, I think her name is, shows up with the Misfits rigged sporting equipment, the shoes with the springs. And, Misfits disqualified, but I guess it's not illegal to cheat in a competition, so they're just stripped of their title, and the holograms win, and they sing a song about how it's how you play the game, not necessarily winning, because if you cheat and you win, you feel like a jerk. Right, Roxy? Right, Roxy? Yeah. So, Zipper's in jail now, I guess. I'm sure he'll be out on bail or something, but he got caught. And Kimber doesn't strike me as a woman who settles for one guy, so I think Beef McMahon Muscle is gonna last about as long as they're in Hawaii. I doubt we'll see him again, because Kimber doesn't just play the field. Kimber plays all fields. Get it, Kimber.
Especially us.
Pizzazz, I'm not interested. I'm with Kimber.
Looks like you struck out, Pizzazz.
Tough luck.